Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are seeking to dismiss Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit against them.
Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's golden boy, has just shocked everyone by turning on his wife, Blake Lively, in court. Yep, you read that right. Ryan Reynolds, the same guy who's always been Blake's biggest supporter, cheering her on at red carpets and making those hilarious, adorable Instagram posts, has now become a key player in a legal battle that's flipping everything upside down. It all started with a movie, a big-budget adaptation of It Ends With Us, a novel that captured millions of readers' hearts. It was supposed to be an exciting collaboration between Blake and director Justin Baldoni. What could go wrong, right? But oh boy, did things go wrong. Fast forward to today, and we're looking at a courtroom battle that has Hollywood in complete chaos. What was supposed to be a creative disagreement, it's now a war zone with accusations, defamation countersuits, and, get this, evidence tampering. But just when we thought the drama couldn't get any crazier,
Blake Lively will be sued. Ryan Reynolds, for sure. Blake Lively was no victim here. She was in control, she was in power, and she took over this film.
Ryan Reynolds steps into the spotlight and drops some bombshell testimony that changes the game forever. The world's been talking, and if you've been following this saga, trust me, you won't believe what happens next. It all started with a movie project that seemed like it was going to be pure gold. It Ends With Us, a heart-wrenching romance novel by Colleen Hoover, was being adapted into a film. Justin Baldoni, best known for his heartfelt, emotional storytelling, was at the helm as director, co-writer, and producer. And the cherry on top? Blake Lively, the queen of high fashion and heartfelt performances, was cast as the lead. At first, everything was picture perfect. Blake and Justin seemed to click, both passionate about the project and eager to bring Colleen's novel to life. But as production dragged on, whispers from the set started leaking out. Tensions were rising, and it wasn't just about creative differences anymore. Blake was feeling sidelined, her ideas being brushed aside as Justin took full control of the film's direction. Blake, known for her fearless approach to storytelling, wasn't going to sit quietly. She didn't just disagree. She made accusations. She claimed Justin was steamrolling her creative input, dismissing her suggestions for comedic elements, and pushing a version of the film that stripped away the raw emotional depth that made the book so powerful. And that's when things really went off the rails. Blake filed a lawsuit, accusing Justin of defamation, trying to paint him as a manipulative director who didn't care about her vision. Fans, shocked by the fight between two beloved stars, initially rallied behind Blake. After all, she had built a career on authenticity, right? But then Justin hit back, hard. He filed a countersuit, claiming that Blake's version of events was not just wrong, it was completely fabricated. He even dropped the bombshell that Blake may have tampered with evidence to support her claims. Wait, what? Now, this is where things get wild. Justin didn't just accuse her of spinning a story, he had proof. He had documents, emails, and texts that didn't match the official production timeline. On top of that, forensic experts got involved, and what they uncovered was nothing short of jaw-dropping. According to these experts, messages that Blake supposedly sent had been altered or even created after the fact. Some messages referred to events that hadn't even happened yet. This wasn't just a simple case of two egos clashing over a film. No, this was something deeper. And that's when Ryan Reynolds, Blake's own husband, was called to testify. The man who was always by her side, supporting her in public, now found himself in the middle of the storm. The courtroom was tense, cameras flashing, reporters scrambling for every angle. Ryan Reynolds, the charming, witty actor we all know and love, stepped out of his car. But this wasn't a press tour. No, this was real life. This was about to get serious. Ryan stepped onto the stand, and for the first time, we saw a side of him that we never expected. Gone was the usual witty, confident persona. Instead, he was calm, measured, and, let's be real, somber. The media's eyes were glued to him, and his words would determine the next chapter in this explosive drama. Under oath, Ryan confirmed something that sent shockwaves through the room. Lively had invited him to private script meetings during pre-production. She'd asked for his input on the comedic elements, hoping to inject humor into a project that was already heavy on emotional drama. In other words, Ryan Reynolds wasn't just an outside observer. He was actively involved in helping shape the tone of the movie. But here's where it gets even crazier. Ryan admitted that throughout the production, he never saw Justin reject Blake's ideas or shut her down. No, that narrative, at least according to Ryan, wasn't true. There was no power struggle between Blake and Justin. Instead, Ryan described the process as collaborative, with both sides pitching ideas and working through the creative differences. Ryan wasn't just defending Justin, either. He also confirmed that Blake had been involved in brainstorming sessions, actively contributing ideas for humorous moments to balance out the film's more serious themes. It was a far cry from the picture Blake had painted in her lawsuit. Then, the big question came. The courtroom was on edge as the judge asked Ryan about the digital evidence that had been uncovered. Emails, texts, messages that didn't match the official timeline. Had he seen these? And guess what? Ryan hesitated. He didn't answer quickly. He looked like he was choosing his words carefully. And then it happened. He admitted that, yes, he had seen some of the messages. But here's the kicker. He didn't think the tone of those messages was as hostile as Blake's lawsuit suggested. In fact, he remembered those conversations as being more casual, even lighthearted at times. And then came the bombshell. Ryan revealed that some of the emails Blake had shown him didn't match the ones in his inbox. This wasn't a case of just a little misunderstanding. It was a direct contradiction. Blake's legal team immediately objected, claiming Ryan was speculating. But the judge allowed his statement, and that moment hit like a freight train. Ryan Reynolds, the man who had always publicly supported Blake, had just cast doubt on her entire narrative. The courtroom was buzzing. The press couldn't get enough of it. Fans and insiders alike were left in shock. Ryan Reynolds, the man who once seemed like Blake Lively's biggest cheerleader, had just publicly contradicted her. And that revelation had implications far beyond the courtroom. For Blake, this was more than just a legal setback. It was a betrayal by the one person she thought she could count on. And as the day went on, questions about their marriage started swirling. Had this legal battle strained their relationship beyond repair? Was this the beginning of the end for Hollywood's most famous couple? But even as the whispers grew louder, Justin Baldoni was standing on the sidelines, watching the storm unfold. He couldn't help but feel validated. Ryan Reynolds' testimony, whether intentional or not, had backed up everything he had said from the start. There was no villain in this story, just a complicated, messy, creative process that had gotten out of hand. So, what happens next? The legal battle is far from over. As the dust settles, the question that remains is this. Did Ryan Reynolds just deal a fatal blow to Blake Lively's case? Was this about loyalty, or was it about truth? One thing is clear, this case has become more than just a film dispute. It's about reputations, allegiances, and the complicated nature of Hollywood relationships. And as we wait for the next twist, one thing's for certain, there's much more to come. What do you think? Was Ryan's testimony a betrayal, or was he simply doing the right thing? Does this change your perspective on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' marriage? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Celeb Titbits, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest developments in this explosive case. This story isn't over yet, and we'll be here to break down every shocking twist as it happens. Until next time, stay tuned. Hollywood's biggest drama is just getting started.